What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Tuesday recap video here, coming off college football week 10 and NFL week 9. Today's video is going to be very short. I don't really have much to say. I've been absolutely dialed in for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and it was just another fantastic week. You guys see it right there on the screen. So I'm just going to read through what I bet over the past week. You guys will know exactly what I did. Let's do it. College. Let's start with college here. Arkansas plus 7.5, loser, 1.2 unit wager there. Minnesota money line, 1.43 units on that one, cashed it. Michigan plus 14.5, losing pick, but my God, if you watch the game, I just don't understand it. I mean, you're up 14 points. There's like 20 seconds left in the game, or a minute or whatever it was. Why don't you just take a knee? Oregon coach, man. He needs to be investigated for betting on his own team. We got robbed on that one. That one should have cashed. Michigan was the right side, but we do lose a unit there. Tough one. Louisville plus 10.5. That was a little bit of a bigger wager. 2.2 units on Louisville. They won the game outright, so cash on that. Penn State plus 3.5. Another one where I feel robbed. I do feel like Michigan and Penn State were great wagers. They come up short. Penn State, man, they just... the calls on the field, the overturn stuff, the goal line stand at the end there, pretty insane not to cash that ticket. So is what it is. I think if that game, Ohio State and Penn State, I think if they played 10 games, I bet like 8 of the 10 games Penn State would cover 3.5 or win the game outright. But for this past Saturday, the ticket comes up short. And forgive me in this video, I have a little bit of a cold, so I might sound a little bit sick. But yeah, Penn State, we lose 1.2 units on them. We had a money line parlay with Auburn and SMU. I thought Auburn, I thought the money splits. I thought Vanderbilt being such a popular underdog pick. Still, you know, the line being 7.5, 8.5 with the whole public all over the public underdog. I thought that was a good opportunity to pair Auburn on the money line with an SMU money line that I knew was a lock. We come up short there, and we had 2.3 units on that, so that hurt. But I knew we had to take advantage of that SMU game. A very, very overrated Pittsburgh team who's been winning with smoke and mirrors. And so we lose 2.3 units on that. But I knew we had to take advantage of that SMU game, which I knew was a complete lock. We just had to take advantage of that overrated Pittsburgh team. So we went with a maximum play. We did an alt over with the Louisville game, knowing that Clemson's defense was horrendous. We also went with an alt spread with Louisville. Total confidence on them. They did end up winning the game outright. And like I already told you guys in this video, we had a straight play on Louisville already. So we really loaded up on them, and we threw in the SMU money line that we knew it was a lock. I almost straight bet SMU as well, but diving into the deep end on a max play, I didn't want to get too invested on a Saturday, but we did put 7 units on that, and that was a minus 102 or a plus 102 play. Absolutely massive. So our record, being robbed on Penn State, being robbed on Michigan, having a tough loss with Arkansas, getting the points at home, not even showing up. We did go 3-4 with our record, but we gained 4.4 units in college. Excellent. In fact, the last 3 weeks in college, gained 4.4 units, gained 3.3 units, gained 4.3 units with a winning record combined. So absolutely dialed in with college. There's nothing to say. One of the best in the industry. NFL, it just gets even better. I mean, we've just had it's just been a sensational few weeks here in the NFL. Jets money line was the first play that went out on Thursday, cashed with ease. That was the ultimate buy low spot on the Jets. They had to have that one. We cashed 1.2 unit play on that. The Chargers, pretty big play on the Chargers. Obviously, the Browns is a nice story. Jameis Winston, they get the win over Baltimore in that big rivalry game. But they were going to come back down to earth. I told you guys in that prediction video midweek that the Chargers defense is pretty good. Low scoring game. It's exactly what it was. 2.3 units we put on the Chargers, even on the road. Just took them on the money line at minus 114. So we hit that. That was nice. Also went with Atlanta over the Cowboys. They're a mess. So we cashed almost 2 units there. Well, a 2-unit play. It was obviously with the odds. We're not cashing that many units, but almost a 2-unit play on Atlanta. Then we had a really, really nice 3-game parlay. Really, really awesome parlay I came up with. The only parlay of the week in the NFL. Everything else was just a straight bet. We went with an alternative under in that Chargers and Browns game, just assuming Jameis Winston and that Browns offense would come back down to earth. So we went under 51.5 there. We threw in the Chiefs on the money line. Bit of a sweat here on Monday night, but they get the job done. And then we went with Atlanta over that terrible Cowboys team, but we took an alternative spread at +4.5. That's just a little bit of a margin there in case something crazy happened in that game and Atlanta lost a close one. We took the 4.5. That play came out at -103, so almost double money. 4 units. We hit that for a nice one. We took the Giants. Man, this cold's annoying. We had the Giants +4.5. Also robbery. I don't know why you would go for 2. It made absolutely no sense. They went for 2 twice, didn't get either, and lose the game by 5. Absolute highway robbery. The public was all over the Commanders. The Giants were a very, very sharp play. We waited all the way until right before kickoff to get the best possible line. It's exactly what we did. We didn't take the 3.5. We didn't take the 4. We took a +4.5. It was a great wager. We come up short, only half a unit. Did the same thing with the Dolphins. Love the Dolphins so much. Thought they should have won the game outright. In a nice spot for them, getting way, way too many points. +6.5. We got them at half unit play. So we went 1-1 there with kind of the 2 smaller plays, the risky, sharp plays against the public. Green Bay, really, really disappointing. 2.4 units. Green Bay Packers +3. Absolutely disgusting effort at home. Jordan Love, that interception right before halftime was the nail in the coffin. Without that, they would have been in that game till the end. I do think they would have pulled it out. We'll have to see what the line is for the next matchup of those 2 teams. The Green Bay Packers are a better football team than what they showed up. But even with that, the only loss, guys, only losses, Green Bay Packers, New York Giants. And the Giants was robbery. Should have only had 1 loss for the entire week. Should have been a 6-1 week. By the way, we did lose 1.1 units to go with that parlay, that 4-unit parlay. We did have a hedge on that as well. Locking in the profit as us professionals do. So we locked in a profit. So to go with that parlay through 1.1 units of potential profit back out the door just to ensure that was for sure going to pay us. So overall, a fantastic week in the NFL, a 5-2 record, up 4.4 units in both college and the NFL. I went up 4.4 units the last 2 weeks in the NFL, 4.4 units and 9.1 units, almost 15 units of profit in the NFL just over the last 2 weeks. I read you guys off the last 3 weeks in college. Combine the last 5 weeks, absolutely shredding it, deep in profit. It is an absolute disaster for you guys out there looking for somebody who just knows their shit. I've just done this for over a decade. This is how I pay my bills. I was in sales for years, but I love numbers. I love numbers and I love sports. I've played every sport. I'm a competitive guy. I go to the gym every day. I just know fucking ball. And there's people out here that can read a model, read analytics, projections, take other opinions in with a grain of salt. It doesn't fucking matter. If you don't know gut feeling and some of these X factor, you just can't teach this. You don't just look up a bunch of data and just bet on probability and blah, 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 blah. You either know how to fucking bet on sports or you don't. And a lot of people don't. I do. And we're locked the fuck in. Get on board, guys. danspicks.net. Save yourself some money. Just get a month with me. We're going to absolutely cash this next month. It's going to be historic. College basketball started. I didn't bet on night 1 of college basketball. I don't think anybody should, but I watch all the fucking games, man. I'm dialed in. I look at all the scores. I look at the box scores, everything that happened. I'm just going to wait for the sample size to build a little bit, and we'll start sprinkling in those as well. We have had a little bit of NBA action. We are in profit this year in NBA, although it has been a very small sample size. So take that for what it is. Moral of the story, I'm dialed in. I do this every time. I win every sport. MLB was a winning season. NBA last year, college basketball last year, and football. There's just so much season left, and we're just dialed the fuck in. It's going to be a really nice tally come into the season. So just stop fucking around. Get on board. Get on the text list. Get these plays. I'm going to be sending some out here as soon as this video is over. Catch you guys in the next video.